every day?
Every day. That's why I hashtag Miss Parker. It's every day. Them young boys, they up want it. Little boys can't do nothing for me though.
But they be so ready to prove themselves.
Prove themselves. They would just be good for penis. Like, what else can a young...
Maybe adventure.
Adventure and fun and having you relive your youth. Yeah.
Or at least like attempt things that you wanted to do in your youth and didn't get around.
Because there's nothing like a grown man. There's nothing like a grown man.
Yes.
Nothing like a grown man.
Even though, you know, my guy's younger than me, like, he's still grown.
He's still
I'm quite proud of got him to look
He's still grown.
Got him to dress a little more seasoned.
So we have to upgrade our men. And it's not that they were lacking or there's something wrong with them, but the touch of a good woman can reach far
Very
and wide.
far. But it's like, you know, they inherited the car from their dad. And it's got nostalgia and it's comfortable, it's reliable. But you have the option to upgrade. We've saved up. We got good credit. We'll get you your little spoiled rotten vehicle.
I think everybody in relationships should be upgrading each other in some aspect.
That should be the point.
That should be the priority.
That's the progression. You don't want to
As
stay
what
stuck.
value does this person add to my life?
They should be adding.
They should be added
positive,
value.
not negative.
Not negative.
No, we're not trying to take away.
Not at all.
Man, that's a beautiful thing. They look like they enjoy one another. They're loyal to one another. If your choice is the relationship is open, we're not talking about that. We're talking about people that between the two people they're saying they're in a monogamous relationship. And where they're loyal, you can tell that he moves and respects her when she's not around, and vice versa. And I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys live somewhere that I don't.
Mine.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing, right?
But we're not perfect, like I said. We're not perfect.
Not perfect,
I
but
would
you.
say that, you know, I think people get caught up in needing to see the visual so much. Like, you want to see it, and we do base relationships off of the dynamics we see, whether it's TV or if it's in movies, and then it's like you try to equate these characters with real people and real personalities, and that's just not real life.
And understanding then that people do live different lives in different circumstances, and sometimes we judge so harshly. It's easy to judge when we're on the outside looking in.
But let's just say you closer to the inside than outside. Right? So, men, I should be talking to more men that I know. Or in life, I should have ran across enough men to say, I hear them constantly talking about how much they love their wife or they can't wait to get home. Not men saying don't do it.
You don't hear that?
Not men saying don't do it.
You
No.
do hear that more. You hear men saying don't get married, the ball and chain. So you don't hear men saying I love my wife.
No, I can't wait. Like,
wow.
That's not all. That's not a common thing. And to me, that's sad.
That is sad. So you really, I'm not in the men. I'm not in the circles. I'm not talking. Well, I do talk to men a lot, but I wouldn't know like you would know, and so that's seriously not a conversation.
Nah, like
that's
if I'm sitting in a barbershop, you shouldn't always hear more about when you see joy in a man is coming from him telling a story about a side chick. That shouldn't be the joy.
But isn't it easier to talk about the gossipy things? And your gossip topics never really tend to be positive subject matter.
No, I think things that make you happy, you talk about.
So the side chicks are making them more happier than their wives.
No, I used to work at the casino. Merlin Live when it first opened. Overnight doing ballet. And we used to joke, we used to watch the men, because it was pretty often where you see them come in with the wife first. And we're like, okay, now Mr. Ring, he with the other one tonight. His whole energy when he's walking in is different and playful and laughing and this. When his wife, it looked like an obligation night.
What? That's the reality of it. I mean, it's easier to see someone and just when you're only with them for an hour, a couple of hours at a time, just to see the good in them. And that's why a lot of people run in relationships when the shit gets real, and you have to have that unconditional love. And you're seeing them with their stinky ass feet and they're farting and all the shit that you don't like in a relationship. It's easier to say, I don't have this with my side person, so you gravitate to that. But that's the difference. And when shit gets real, a lot of people don't know how to handle it and they escape from it. But it's not fair because it's totally different circumstances. Because if the side piece saw him in the same light that the wife, she wouldn't be feeling the same way. And he wouldn't be feeling the same way about her if he saw her in the same light that he saw his wife in. It's unfair to try to compare the two.
Right,
but I know they coexist and they make relationships better, some people would say. But I just hate, I mean, of course it's going to be funner when he's with the side piece. It's just unfair to me.
No, it's unfair, but we're going back to the question you asked me. And the original question was, do I see a lot of healthy, happy relationships?
And you said no.
And I don't.
And black men aren't talking about that.
And they're not talking about being
That's
happy.
sad.
Like, we should be talking more about how much we respect our wives and how much we want to take care of them, and we should be hearing
But we look at social media. Social media is like a microcosm of what we see in society. And what do we see? Black men and black women. I hate when you do this. I don't like when you do this. Just the constant pitting against each other. We don't see a lot of talk about healthy relationships and healthy love on social media.
That's why I told you, when we were DMing the other day, I said, I know I've grown when I left that group.
Yes.
The Facebook group. Because I can't.
The group shall remain nameless, and I getting no shine on this show.
I hate relationships so much now, it's hard for me to just watch.
Because you see the bullshit. That's how I am. You see the bullshit. You recognize it as utter bullshit. And it's hard to be a part of this because you've evolved and you're in a different way.
Yeah, I've talked to two friends, like male friends now. They probably don't like calling me the same. I'm shout out to them because now if they telling me or they saying something about a woman or just, I'm like, well, why are you in a relationship?
You're no
That's
fun.
always my question.
You're no fun.
Anymore,
You're no fun anymore.
I'm like, why are you? Like,
and see, y'all questioning why I said I felt judged when I read this book.
Because I'm like, yo, if you're gonna do it, my and friends should start holding their friends more accountable.
I agree with that, especially black men.
And I'm like, yo, if you're gonna do it right, or just leave.
So, chapter 4, a cheater's karma. You said social media is a cheater's paradise.
Yes, it.
Explain that. So you actually think that social media is harming relationships? It contributes to the downfall of relationships.
It helps.
It helps. So why is it a cheater's paradise?
It's a cheater's paradise because you have everybody's a click or a few messages away. All of your exes. You can find what happened to. Because I'm thinking about somebody I was trying to find.
Big Booty Judy.
Because I saw the day, Chanel, where you at, Chanel? I'm like, what's Chanel's last name? I'm like looking,
I'm trying
to find
mutuals,
Chanel.
all of that.
Yeah, but you can find everybody, and then the interaction gets so inappropriate so quickly.
Very easy.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, again, it goes from a heart to the picture, then she's hearting back. And then you're in the DM nice, then it's back, and then before you know it, it's like, boy, if you weren't married, and then it's trouble.
They said from DM to guts.
Yeah.
Not to mention, they've made some upgrades on these apps where you go into those DMs, there's different functions. You can make the conversation secret. You can put the conversation on a timer where it literally deletes everything.
DM on Facebook
hours.
is going right to Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snapchat is a cheater's paradise because everything disappears after 24
and then
hours.
it alarms you if there's a screenshot.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Snapchat is the cheater's paradise.
Yeah, I've grown because I've had enough married women that are married now that I've known from my past that still make known that they want.
Want you?
Yeah. And I say no. I had
But
one.
you'd be
I
unattainable,
had
that's why.
one on the way to.
And there's not a lot of men who are going to do that because they feel
it.
married women are easy, getting all the benefit, none of the commitment.
Yeah.
You fuck her good, you send her home to your man, to her man, you ain't got to worry about none of this shit.
And I don't want to ever be the reason again for a couple having issues or splitting up.
See, you have a moral compass. How many people have that still in 2021?
But some people have to grow into their moral compass.
Let's talk about it. I grew into it. You talking to somebody that was horrible. Like, I was a horrible husband.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I appreciate and
I was
respect that you can
no,
admit
me and
that.
I had to, my wife, ex-wife, we're cool. We're cool.
Mm-hmm.
She was texting me, but just think sometimes she still has trigger moments, even though she
PTSD is real.
Yeah, because it'll be
Yeah.
something I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know how many times I have to tell you it wasn't you. Because, like, she told me that was just this year, like, I don't think you ever loved me. I'm like, yo, you were one of my favorite people ever, but that's why I wrote The Fellas We Damaging Good Women.
Yeah.
That's what because I'm like, I realize that I kind of have that power, even though I don't want to have it. So because of that, I have to be responsible for how I move and handle women.
Love that. So,
Yeah.
what is your major takeaway from this book that you want people to get out of this book?
I want them to stop complaining about outcomes if they're moving like they're moving in this book.
Say it again.
One more time.
I want them to stop complaining about their relationship outcomes if they're moving like they're moving in this book. Because if you're moving like, if you fit a lot of categories in this book, you're in relationships, not relationships.
Not relationships. There's a
Yeah.
distinct difference.
Yeah, it's nothing healthy. So you can't, you see on social media, like you said, people complain about men are trash or women are trash. And I didn't know how many bitter men there were out here until social media.
Bitter bobs are taking over. I'm
Good
sick of you
Lord.
bitter
Look,
bobs.
and I'll let y'all
Go
know.
find a black woman to love you, please.
See, she'll tell you I hit her all the time. Like, thank you for telling them about that. So
I'm sick of these
I'm
bitter
like, I
bobs.
love you. Seriously, that's why I love
Men are
these
bitter
women
as
here because
fuck.
yes.
They
So-
are.
So yeah, and to take away from this book, to heal first and stop like just jumping in and out of relationships just to have a person around.
Right.
And start kind of waiting until you find the right person that fits you. Because it's too many, what you call them, seat fillers, space fillers?
Placeholders.
Placeholders. It's too many of those. It's too many of those. And instead, own, hey, space holder, I'm not even going to play with you because I'm not really that interested.
Right. Because like you said, we're damaging good people. We're damaging people. We're in turn going out into the world, damaging other people. And it's just a vicious cycle. And y'all wonder why y'all can't find love and y'all can't find happiness. Because all y'all fucked up.
But it's also a lot of people need to, again, be transparent with themselves.
And go to therapy. Please.
I was gonna say, seek some
Get
help.
healed. The therapy.
But at the
It's
same
okay.
time, a lot of people are running from their bad decisions, and they're running from one bad relationship to the next, and just constantly trying to escape
And
all
not-
the bad things they're doing.
and not healing
And yeah,
and
they'll
becoming whole.
stay damaging along the way, but in
Leaving
all
a
that
trail of
damage, they're
damaged
adding
people.
more damage to themselves.
Why is that?
Because again, they're not healing.
Because I say that because so many people, just as many people are receiving this, people that run from this. And for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They don't
I
want to
even
deal with the
I
fact
even
that
had-
you're responsible for this. You're responsible for how you make someone else feel. And a lot of folks, like, I remember when I was single, and some of my single friends still try and say this mantra of, well, I'm single, you got to take your feelings out of it. You're human. You're not taking your feelings out of it.
So this was an amazing discussion. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I think I got all of my questions answered. You know, I had a lot of them in here. You know, I'm going to hold
We
you
could have
accountable.
so many more
Like
questions
you
if
hold
we
us
kept
accountable.
Exactly.
And my little gorgeous book. Until the next time. So how can everyone get your book? How can they find you?
They can find me on IG at dr.ouch. You can find me on Facebook at David Lloyd Marcus. And you can order relationships at dr-ouch.com.
Hey, and we want to give a special shout out to our host, Urban Reads Bookstore, for allowing us to crash their amazing bookstore. I love this place. Shout out to Boss Lady Tia. Thought I was going to give her a kiss on the lips. For allowing us to come into her home. You guys, come and check us out at 8008? 3008. 3008, right? So make sure you guys come and check her out. Urban Reads Bookstore at 3008 Greenmount Avenue. They have everything you need here. They have books, they have food, they have sea moss, they have your shea butter, they have everything here. They have computers, it's everything that you need to come and get your work on and support your local Black business. So it's been fun. Thank you guys. You can make sure you find us on YouTube, Cocktails After Dark, Instagram Cocktails After Dark, Facebook Cocktails After Dark.
You can follow me on Instagram at OmiOMai.
And I'm Intellectual Vixen. And it's been fun. Cocktails After Dark. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.